Hi folks, how you doing? My name is Chipper. People on the ship call me Chipper. Now, I've been here since 2012, started as a volunteer, and right now I'm a part-time employee, but I've been doing 2012. I do historical interpretation and tours of the ship along the line. My service time is I was in the Navy, did 4 years in the Navy. I did 3 tours in Vietnam on a frigate called USS King DLG-10. Our function was picking up down pilots and doing intel with the Russian bombers going over us and ships on the North Vietnam coast all the way up to Haiphong Harbor. So I did 3 tours in Vietnam. I also part-time volunteer at the Naval Museum and the Vietnam Vet Exhibit. So you can come to Battleship, see me, hear stories about the Vietnam Vet Exhibit in the Naval Museum. So what I like to do is, I'm not going to tell you some stories, but I want you to visit us. And I've had, like I said, I had the opportunity to meet and interview a number of past crew members from World War II, Korea, and the Gulf War, in their families when the gentleman himself was passed away. But some of the stories I'm going to not tell you, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste on. I met the family of the gentleman who was the first pontoon pilot off this plane in 1944. His story also goes is that he was in front of a Japanese firing squad and he walked away from that. They pulled him away from that, but his co-pilot wasn't pulled away from that. I've also had the opportunity to interview the family of one of the barbers on this ship back in World War II. Interesting story, short story, was he had an opportunity to interview, cut hair for Vice President Nixon. But the real cute story was he wanted to propose to his girlfriend. Those are the days of just mail, not any email. And he wrote a letter of proposal to his girlfriend, sent it. So it was months and months and months later, he got back a reply saying yes. And it's a cute story to that one from that standpoint. But I have a whole bunch of stories to tell you about the ship. Why there's wood on the ship, why it's the last battleship, why it's historically here. We have a lot of spaces open. I want to show you those spaces, talk about the spaces, but also being one of the many Navy guys that are doing tours and historical interpretation. I want to tell you some of the funny stories that we've had as crew members on the ship, as well as our own personal experiences. One of which is I left telling the story, and again I'm going to use it as a taste. Is that in the Navy on the ship I was on, there was a peanut butter story, and I want you to come by, find me, because it is an hilarious story. Everybody who has heard the story on the engine room tour from me laughed their buns off, but it's a funny story about the peanut butter story. Want you to come on board. There's a bunch of us here that love the ship, love telling you about the ship, love telling you about our military experience, and love telling you funny stories, and we'll take you anywhere and answer any question. And I always say our humor is that if we don't know the answer to it, it's classified. But please come and visit us ASAP. Thank you.